everyone, how are you doing? I hope you guys are all doing great. I just realized I made a huge mistake when I posted this live. I realized that I posted 11:30 p.m. and I just realized and then changed it to a.m. I'm like, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, my brain has not been here, I guess. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. Happy Friday. As you know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens, the Invictus community, Team Nigeria, who's having a fantastic time, it seems. And we are very happy to see that. And all of us here in the Sussex Squad community, welcome, welcome, welcome. As I take this music out. And so sorry, everyone. I hope I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I am just like, I don't know how I did that. I totally wasn't paying attention. And then just totally put 11 p.m. until like a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, realized like, whoa, wait a minute. This is supposed to be 11:30 a.m., not p.m. So I am so sorry. My brain is just fried. I was yesterday most of the day filling out forms for a new project. They sent me forms to fill out to, onboarding forms, and I was like, great. Except when I realized it was 25 different documents I had to read, and I almost died. I wasn't done until like late last night. It was just the most like, oh my gosh. This was a little much. I'm excited to do the project. It sounded like really wonderful project. I just didn't expect it to be that, like the paperwork to be that involved. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So that was a big deal for me yesterday. I was just like, my word. So anyway, welcome. I know we have some interesting news from our Supreme Court. Apparently, Roe versus Wade is now struck down. And so now, taking away women's right to choose what they want to do with their bodies. It's amazing that we have all these laws about women's bodies, but you can just go in and buy a gun. It's just unreal to me. But yeah. And I hadn't read the whole thing yet. I hadn't gone online to read up whole thing, but I know I keep seeing Clarence Thomas's picture. I was like, yes. Anita Hill tried to tell us. She tried to tell us. Professor Hill tried to tell us. But yeah. So that's kind of where we are right now. It's unreal. It's like, it's year 2022, but I'm like, we're just going backwards, aren't we? Talk about not going forward. I mean, we're just like literally taking steps back in time. And it is unreal to see what is happening in this country, and not just this country, a lot of places, but it is just Sylvia, yes. She was talking to Lydia. It's like, Lydia, are we in America? What's wrong with the Supreme Court? Like, I would say a lot of things. And yeah, unfortunately, this is America. And a lot of things is wrong, So, but anyways, welcome. Other than that, and I guess, again, and I hadn't had a chance to go in and read all about it. So I guess next podcast, I would, have a little bit more to say on it. I mean, it was like, we knew it was coming because someone leaked the document from, the Supreme Court, like, I guess a couple of months ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, something like that. So we knew it was coming, but it's just shocking to see it, when, it's really shocking to see like that. Wow, they really did that. And so, yeah, and then, again, it kind of made like the Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump presidential, contest, you could say, that it just brings all that back into focus, because think of all the judges that Donald Trump put in on the Supreme Court, and they're all, I'm sure, right-wing judges who all voted for this. Again, I hadn't gone in and see, but I would assume they have the majority. And so you think about that, just like you think like, all those people that did not vote for Hillary. Now, I mean, she did warn us, just as Anita Hill warned us. I mean, for other reasons, but still, so, but anyways, moving on. What is happening in Sussex world? Sussex world. Yeah, I mean, this was, I'm telling you, Meghan Markle, I should stop calling her well, it is Markle, but it's just, whenever I think of Markle, I think of the others. And it's just like, I don't really want to talk about them. But anyways, Meghan was doing what Meghan always does. I mean, we've seen her do this with, so many different organizations. Even when she went to Uvalde, Texas, she took food to the blood donation place. We've seen her do it with she sent food, and her and Harry sent food to the Martin Luther King Center in Atlanta. We've seen them do it for paid leave for all, the paid leave for all team. And so this is, I mean, this is their thing, making sure that people are fed. And as they do their hard work they're doing, I'm sure they were so happy. And so Shannon Watts, who is the head, or she's the founder of Mom Demand, and Mom Demand is like, they are fighting for, gun laws that would protect people. And so Meghan, right, her, and I'm sure you guys, if you haven't, I mean, a lot of you may not be on Twitter. I don't know if Baron or Duchess of Success talked about this yesterday. They may have. But again, I wasn't on here yesterday, so I don't know. So just in case you don't know, so Meghan yesterday sent food. What is it today? I think it's not yesterday, 2 days ago. What is today? The 24th? Yeah, today's the 24th. So this was the 22nd. She sent food. So she sent this to Shannon Watts, and says, good afternoon, ladies, to each of you and your fearless leader, Shannon. A huge thank you for the work that you are doing to keep our kids, families, and communities safe. Please know that while you may feel exhausted by your endless hours of dedication to this cause, I hope you feel energized in knowing that the work you are doing is vital and deeply appreciated. As a mom, as a friend, thank you so much, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. And I just love that. I mean, on a long day, think of all the, the ways, and think of all this is an uphill struggle to try to get common sense, as Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama always says, common sense gun laws. And it is such a battle because of the NRA, because of, again, when you don't have the majority, even though we have the majority, we still need some Republicans on board and stuff. When you don't have like the major majority, it's almost impossible to pass these things. And so it could seem like an uphill battle, just like the paid leave for all, the same thing. It's just sort of like sitting there in the Senate. And, I guess until after the election, then we'll know. Then I guess they will pull it up again. But it's just, it's these things that it could feel like such uphill battles, which a lot of it is. But it's just always, I feel like Meghan just comes in and like, she always know when the time to come in and say, you know what, we appreciate what you're doing. Here are some snacks, some donuts. And Shannon, I guess, she responded, at Mom Demand, volunteers and staff have been working around the clock for weeks. So it was moving to receive such a supportive note and snacks from the Duchess of Sussex today. And then she went on to say lots of questions about the snacks. Like, we are so nosy. People are so nosy. It's like, what she send you? What you got? What she buy you? And so Shannon, obliged. And she's like, lots of question about the snacks, donuts, bagels with the works, coffee, cookies, etc. Delicious and appreciated. and Mandana Diani, who I think Mandana either worked with them as well, or she's a part of this somehow. But she just, responded, "Love you." I think Mandana Diani is like the president of Archwell, or I always get her title mixed up with someone else's. But I think she's the president. I think, yeah, I always think she's the one that does the podcast, but I think I'm wrong on that. So I think she's like the president or something. Anyways, but I just think it's just wonderful. Again, just knowing what people need. Just, again, the other day calling that family when the cameras are gone from Uvalde. It's not the top of the news anymore. And Meghan stayed there, and just how much those seemingly little things, those little service, goes a long way to encourage. And I just love it. Yeah, I know some people on the other side, it was the others, are having issues that Meghan using her stationery with her M and the crown. It's like, that's good luck. If y'all have a problem with her using the title, y'all's gonna have to stay mad, because it's her title. It's her, married title. It's like saying Mrs. Hers is, Duchess of Sussex. And so if you have an issue with it, tough. You just have to deal with it. And so I just love Meghan not backing down and just using her thing and doing her thing and not letting people. And I think that's the way to go. It's like, you're in a position where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You might as well just do what you want to do, and people will say what they want to say. Then they'll just have to deal with that, But I just, I really love it. And kudos to the Sussexes for always thinking about, the needs, especially making sure people's bellies are full no matter what. So thank you, Karen M. Hi, Karen M. Did I not even say hello to our moderators today? Our wonderful moderators, Karen M., Lydia, and I didn't even say hello to you guys in the chat. I'm like, what is wrong with me today? Cookies and Cream is here. Church Nelly, where are you? Oh, yeah, it's Church Nelly. I didn't. Oh gosh, it's one of those days, guys. I'm sorry. It's one of those days. Let me just see who is in the chat, because I'm like starting off on the wrong foot here. And so Lydia, of course, was here. The first and foremost, Lydia. And Sylvia's here. And Emma J, Sherry, Angela, Baloney. Let's see who else. Nellie, Dory, Miss White Senior, Queen B, 1118, Catalina, Ursula, Thierry, I think it's just Sherry before. Let's see who else is in the chat. Kenneth is in the chat. Hello. Let's see who else is here hanging with us. Denise and Rochelle and Sylvia. Cookies. I guess that's Cookies and Cream before. Also moderator Cookies and Cream. Let's see, Rosa, All the Impossible, Denise. I said Denise already. Dolores, Sonia. It's like Nkamang. How do you say that? Kamang, or probably Kamang. You can let me know in the chat. Do me a phonetics in the chat. Patricia is here. Hi guys. Maddie, Elaine is here. Hi guys. I am just there. I'm a bit of a mess, as you can tell. Like, I'm a little backwards today, so please forgive me. But anyways, so I just thought, it's the little things, right? The absolute little things that are such big things. So wonderful for mom demand. And in Little Village, the Village Hand of obviously shouting them out. And we remember the Village Hand. They are part squatties. They started the Village Hand in Florida after just being a part of I think it was the baby shower, and they just wanted to do something fantastic to serve their communities, and they started. So Village Hand was like, Meghan is consistent and kind. This is why she inspires us. Yes, for one mom, from one mom to the other mom, recognizing the great work to keep children safe. Thank you for what you do. 100%, absolutely. And again, the Village Hand, it says the idea for the Village Hand. Well, Village Hand is just, just to give you a reminder of who they are. Says the village hand will provide clothing and other items for children in spaces such as homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, foster care, and underserved daycare facilities. The idea was spurred by the Global Community Initiative fundraiser event held in honor of their Royal Highnesses. Well, that was when they were using that. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their baby. The village hand model was inspired by a California-based charity that the Prince and Princess supports, seizing the kind of service that the charity offers. Kate Peabody, living in the U.S., enlisted her two sisters and suggested the idea. Elizabeth Ramble and Louise Bowley, also fond of Prince Harry and Meghan, immediately accepted the challenge, and the village hand was born. So it is, again, just wonderful to see how the fundraisers that we do here inspires our squaddies to go off and have their own charities. And so I just think it's fantastic. It'll be interesting to see what this last fundraiser for World Central Kitchen inspires, and you know how that inspires others to go off and do their own thing. So I actually just absolutely love it. So yeah. Patty J says Megan was raised old school. When you go visit someone, you always take some food. Food is at the top of the list. People appreciate that you thought enough to bring something to them. And that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. They always take something with them, no matter where they go. I mean, we remember them in New York, you know, bringing stuff for kids here, or also bringing stuff for all of a sudden I forgot her name. The restaurant. Oh, Petal, what is wrong with you today? I'm telling you, taking one day off and my brain is just like not here. So anyways, you guys can help me. You can definitely help me today as I try to collect myself and my brain. So anyway, so thank you. Absolutely. That is true. Karen says, I was raised to never, I was raised that way, to never go to someone's home empty handed. Exactly. So, yeah, that's how a lot of us were raised. So, it's so funny that you see on Shutter Island, they do the exact opposite. They go and take a picture of themselves. And it's just like, it's like, I could never get over that. It's like, you go and take a picture of yourself. Oh, Mrs. S. Maddie's asking about Mrs. S. Anybody heard anything about Mrs. S? I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that someone has heard something about Mrs. S. Hopefully, she is okay. So that would be cool. Let us know if you've heard. So, thank you, Butterfly. Melbus, thank you so much, Butterfly. Melbus is what I was trying to remember. You know how you have someone's name, like the face right in front of you, and you just can't think of the name? That was me with Melbus there a few minutes ago. So anyways, what else is going on? Invictus. It's I'm telling you, Invictus Nigeria is having fun. I'm like so happy to see them. You can see the joy coming out. You know, a couple of days ago, they tweeted like, "We raise our flags and our hearts high. We are Nigeria. We are Invictus." And then today they're celebrating. You know, Friday is Fan Day, and we are still celebrating our excitement to be part of the Invictus community of nations. We are in to share our experiences and stories, in to learn from other countries, in to be part of this great family. And I love their little logo in the bottom there, Invictus Nigeria. It's like, oh, I like that. So Team Nigeria is here. They have their page now and are enjoying themselves. And, if you haven't followed them, I just followed them actually on Twitter. I don't know if they have like other social media, because I tend to not like, Twitter is the only place where I follow anything royal or Invictus, anything like that. So, if you're on Twitter and haven't followed them, please give them a follow. I think they're probably like 300 and something. So let's jump in there and encourage and celebrate Team Nigeria. That is fun. I mean, I'm very excited to see when again, I don't think they're going to be there for 2023, but they're taking part in all the other stuff that Invictus has to offer. And again, I'm telling you, Invictus is such a lifesaver for so many people. And moving on, they Invictus 2025 is, I mean, they are very excited about it, that hybrid games. So Invictus Foundation tweeted this, that the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 will be the first games to feature adaptive sports. But did you know that para ice hockey was showcased at Toronto 2017 as an exhibition sport? Didn't know. I wasn't following Invictus then. I knew it existed. I just never followed it. So this is the first time I was seeing it. It's like para ice hockey. This is so cool. I mean, they are all over the ice. This is amazing. And so just like sitting volleyball and wheelchair basketball, I'm very excited to see this. And I'm not even a hockey fan, but I am very, very excited to see this. I know sitting volleyball was the best. I just loved it. I loved it. And so I'm very excited to see this and to see the technology and how they're able to have men and women who don't have use of their legs or even lost their legs are able to strap themselves into these and play hockey. And it is just, I am so inspired by this, So Invictus 2025 is, I mean, they are so, talk about taking ownership of the games. They are really excited, and I am just like thrilled for Invictus. Let's see. And I mean, people are still can't get over Invictus at The Hague. So Team Poland, actually, this is them. Team Poland, the president actually of Poland met Team Invictus yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or is it 2 days ago? And so I mean, again, just in how so many different nations have been treated by whether it's their government or the Ministry of Defense and all of that stuff. It has just been wonderful to see how they come back and they are honored by their country, honored by their leaders. And I just think it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so it's great to see the president of Poland spend time and get to, honor them and greet them and honestly say thank you to these men and women. So I am sure it was like absolutely a fantastic time for them. And Invictus Foundation tweeted about it. They actually tweeted about it this today. And there's the president taking a selfie. Love that. It says the president of Poland, Andrzej Duda, has thanked the wounded and injured and sick service personnel and veterans who presented Poland at the Invictus Games, The Hague 2020. He praised the competitors for setting a beautiful example for others. And I just love that. I mean, it is, and he's so right. It's an amazing example that they've set. Like, you can do anything, no matter what, whether your injuries are visible or invisible, no matter what situation, you can overcome and you can do everything. So for me, I just think it's a beautiful to see the leaders. I mean, this is something that I'm sure means so much to these athletes, to know that one, they're not forgiven, that not forgiven, but forgotten. They're not forgotten, and they are honored and lifted up. And so I absolutely love it. So you go, President of Poland and Team Poland, so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So anyway, Church Nelly, no, you cannot have Nacho. Actually, I think this is Nacho's last weekend. I think I saw on his Instagram, that this is their last weekend in Santa Barbara. Actually, they are going to Colorado, I think, to do another tournament. I think he has a team out there in Colorado, so they are going out there to be playing. So this is their last weekend in Santa Barbara, so I guess we won't be seeing Nacho for a while. Someone, one of the squaddies posted on Twitter yesterday. She's like, how many people here are really actually Polo fans, or are they just Harry playing polo fans. And I had to admit, I was like, look, I am a Harry playing polo with Nacho fan. If it doesn't have Harry and Nacho in it, I don't think I'm there. So that's my thing with that. And one of our wonderful squaddies posted a video of polo rules, and I was like, oh, that's how it's played. So yes, I mean, the majority of us are just Harry and Nacho playing polo fans as opposed to actual polo fans. And for Church Nelly, she's only Nacho fan. Forget about Prince Harry. She's all about Nacho. So whether Prince Harry's there or not, as long as she gets her Nacho. So let's see what y'all say in the chat. Let's see. Mercedes. Hi, Mercedes. Mercedes says, doesn't matter what they try to do about changing Harry's title. The world knows him as Prince Harry. He will always be Prince Harry, son of Diana, no matter what they do. And I mean, Harry's gonna always be a prince. But I think they're probably most likely referring to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. Those are what was given to them when they got married. And those are the ones, I mean, they can't take away Harry's because he was born prince. And if they take away the Sussex title, I mean, Meghan just become Princess Meghan. That's all it is. So, I mean, hey, easier to say, fits her, so she'll just be Princess Meghan. So that's all that is. So they can take the title if they want to. Hi, Annie. Annie says, hi, everyone. I'm so glad to catch the live podcast. Hoping that South Africa could also join the Invictus Games. I hope so, too. I absolutely hope so as well, hoping for some countries in the Caribbean to be able to join as well. That would be wonderful. So I think as with each games, they're just going to be adding, and as they get more funding, they'll be able to afford more games, so more teams. So it's wonderful, so I like, yeah, the more the merrier. Cookies and Cream says, Royal Family lied. This has been trending forever, and it's still going around in just about everything Sussex Squad tweet that the Royal Family lied, especially as we know with Meghan's the accusations or the whatever they're doing over there with bullying and all of that stuff. Yeah, that Royal Family lied. It's definitely has been a thing, especially on Twitter. So yeah. Trish Shelley says, oh, she's talking to Patty. My aunt could clean out a wedding reception, floral arrangement and all. And of course, leftover food. Well, I guess your aunt didn't come to give, huh? She's like, no, I'm here to take, and I'm taking all this stuff. So, unreal. So anyway, let's see what else is going. That's very funny. Thank you, Trish Nelly. So anyways, moving, making a hard left or hard right or whatever, whichever direction you want to say. But this is a hard break. And so this was very interesting yesterday. It came out. British Vogue posted this yesterday, and different people were a little up in arms and, giving it the eye, like, what? I can't believe they posted that. If you look at the bottom, it says the Duchess of Cambridge revisits her favorite white power suit. And I guess it's the white power thing that, I'm sure when probably British Vogue posted this, that was not the intention. They probably, it's like a power suit and it's just white. But it's just interesting, I was like, for me, I'm like, the truth comes out in whatever form it comes out. She's in her white power suit. And the thing about it, too, when you look at with this, is this was at an event unfolding or unveiling the Windrush statue thing that they did a couple of days ago. And so Kate comes in an all white suit. And when I saw it, I was like, well, that's interesting. I'm like, okay. And then this became a thing with the white power thing. But then I look back and I think, you look back and say when they were in Jamaica, there is Kate in a white power suit. She did a little accent with the orange that somebody pointed out that, I guess it was around the same time as Invictus, I guess, around that same time. So she's playing doing Dutch colors, but I don't know. May just be a coincidence with the 11 with the orange, um but it just there she is in her white suit in Jamaica, and then here she is in her white dress cosplaying, colonial times in that Jeep. And whether this is conscious or unconscious decisions, it speaks to a sort of a pattern that I've been mentioning, how they sort of subtly lean into white supremacy. And for me, when I saw the white power thing, I was like, I don't detect any lie there. I don't detect any white, and again, you can choose whatever color you want to wear. But it's just interesting to me. Yeah, she is in Jamaica, you know, um, predominantly black country, and she is in her white power suit, and here she is in her white dress. I mean, it just is one of those things. And again, it could just be a subconscious thing. I'm not, attacking her in any way, but it's just interesting to me that this is the color that she chooses when she is, among black people or predominantly black. It's just interesting. But again, that could just be being suspicious. It could just me being, it's like, okay. But when I saw that, I was like, the truth comes out in whatever way it comes out. I don't detect any lie, especially not from that family anyway. So, but I just thought it was, I just thought it was very interesting. So, but moving on, talk about the Windrush generation yesterday and that statue they unveiled. And it was just, there are so many different schools of thought with that thing. There are some people boycotted that statue unveiling thing because, for obvious reasons, they spent over $1 million for a statue, while there are people from the Windrush generation waiting and still have not gotten reimbursed or got reparations for what happened. They are still waiting. They people are living next to, hand to mouth people. Some people are still on the "we'll deport you back to your country" list. They're spending over $1 million on a statue, while people from the Windrush generation are hungry. They still don't have their money. And I don't understand why black people will allow this. Like, why would you even participate in this, knowing that your people, they still have not paid them? They're still waiting. Some have died and have not gotten their money. And I don't understand why they would take part in this. So obviously some people boycotted, and apparently the grassroots Windrush generation, they have like these grassroots organizations fighting for what's theirs. And apparently a lot of them weren't invited to this unveiling thing. And Nadine White, who she's from The Independent, and I use her articles a lot. Nadine wrote an article in The Independent, an opinion piece in The Independent. This is what she wrote. It says, "New in my Indie Voice column, I address how the government-sponsored Waterloo statue is offensive as Windrush scandal victims await compensation. How more black journalists need more access to hold power to account? Issues with the Royal Rota." Yeah, let's see what Nadine's article says. The Windrush statue is offensive. No wonder people are boycotting it. It is bizarre at best that the government has sponsored this monument while continuing to deny the existence of institutional racism. From what I'm hearing, and this is just excerpts from her article, from what I'm hearing, it seems that not many members of grassroots communities were actually invited to the grand unveiling. Some have expressed fears that it is an occasion restricted almost exclusively to the great and the good. Word on the street is that the majority of those invited to attend were people with fine titles and assortments of letters after their names. Why is that? And we know those letters after their names is, the MBEs and the OBEs and the CBEs, etc. and especially lady down here who has been sort of the face of the unveiling that the Cambridges are very, very comfortable with. She is a Baroness Fiorella, and so it's just Baroness Fiorella Benjamin, I think her name is. So yeah, and they're very comfortable with her. Why? She is one of those named people, And so Nadine goes on to say it's only selected journalists were invited too, which raises worrying questions about access and functions of our free press. I was invited a few weeks ago by the government to put my name forward for the unveiling and then promptly told I couldn't attend after Prince William's attendance was confirmed because of quote unquote restricted numbers. I can't help but consider how refreshing it would have been if more Black journalists working in an industry that is still not anywhere near as diverse as it should be had been permitted to attend an event dedicated to pioneering Black migrants, particularly Windrush generations like myself, and perhaps how different, balanced, and truly evaluative the coverage around the monument could have been too. And this is so, it's appalling that, again, Nadine White is a descendant from the Windrush generation. She is Black woman from Jamaica. And she was told no, she couldn't go after, because when the royal family gets involved in something, they control the press. They control who goes to this event. And I posted a link. It's already in the show notes, in the article, because she goes on to talk about the Rhoda, the fact that they get first dibs. And the majority, 99% of the Rhoda are white people. And people like her and many other Black journalists were shut out of an event that is commemorating or supposedly commemorating Black people. And again, grassroots organization of Black people, a lot of them, I'm sure, descendants of the Windrush generation, were not even invited. And as she was saying, word on the street is the people who were invited were people with letters after their names. I talk about this, I think, of ad nauseum, about how the royal family uses those MBE, CBE, OBE, and all of those things, Baroness, and all of those things. It's like a mark on a person that those are the people that they choose to work with. Those are the people, when they have this sort of thing, they would pick people that have already drunk the Kool-Aid, and Miss Baroness seemed to have drunk it quite a bit of it, to work with. They would not want to work with a Nadine White. Why? Because a Nadine White will call them out. We've looked at a lot of her articles when they were in Jamaica, in the Caribbean on their Shameless Offensive tour. And she called them out on more than one occasion. You would assume Kensington Palace would not want to work with her. And the idea that you as a Black community would allow Kensington Palace to dictate the press, why not just leave them out of it and have your people, if you're going to do the statue thing, why don't you leave them out and get the people that needs to be there? Again, why are you doing even this unveiling again for over $1 million when Black people who are sitting there waiting for, people, Windrush generation is sitting there waiting for their compensation. They don't have it, but the government feel okay to put over $1 million on a statue. And it just, and again, quite a few people boycotted it. And it is just, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that is the case. Just jumped ahead of myself there for a second. But yeah, it just and I wouldn't, the thing about the community in the UK, and it just, I don't understand. I think, and not that I don't I understand what they're doing, but it always baffles me that they allow themselves to be used in this way by the royal family. Like, I don't understand. Okay, I need to stop saying I don't understand. I get it. But it's so irritating to watch. I think that's the thing where I feel it's so irritating to watch that they allow themselves to be used in this way. This is the kind of pictures, you saw the pictures that came out of that, with the Cambridges with the black children. And that's the pictures that they want. That's the we're not racist pictures that they want. And I feel like these people just allow them to, they just avail their kids and their families and themselves to be used as props. And it's the most aggravating thing to look at. It's unreal to me. Bonnie says, I can, Floella, Floella, that's the name, Baroness Floella Benjamin, talk about before the racism she experienced when she came to the country, and now she's working with them. That's the thing. I think once they get that title, once they get those OBEs and MBEs, it's like, don't ever expect them to really stand up. They definitely won't stand up against the royal family. They will definitely not speak up against them. And again, that is how the royal family buy loyalty. They buy influential Black people's loyalty by giving them these titles, by, lavishing them on these. And, a lot of these people, they're all about those names. They are all about the titles. It gives them, sense of importance, and it just, don't ever expect them to be out there standing up for, standing out against. They just wouldn't. They would spout a lot of things, that sounds, but would they fight? Would they speak out against the royal family and the nonsense? They will never do it. So, Gail, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate. I'm sorry, did I say Gail? Dawn. Dawn Robinson Gales. Sorry, Dawn. Again, brain not here. But thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate your support and all the support that you guys give us. Thank you. So yeah, it's Patricia says, brothers and sisters, time for all of us to go build Africa, go with our knowledge and our skills, and watch and see all these outside West countries collapse. And yeah, it's so true. So I feel like we're giving our time, our energy, our talents and everything to these people that, one, don't appreciate us, basically think they're better than us, and in a lot of ways treat us that way. Why don't we just go build up our own people, build up our own stuff, and put our energy and our talents in that way, as opposed to that. So it is just, oh wait, what? Bonnie says, hi Pedal, the lady is your country folk, born in Trinidad. Oh God. I didn't even look her up. Thank you so much. It's, you can find them all over. It's just, it's, oh. Oi. And it's so irritating when it's your own people that would do stuff like that. Very depressing. Miss Floella Robinson, whatever your name is. Very, very depressing. Jeez. Let's see. Oh, I saw some. April May says that she's talking to Church Nelly. Kate is deliberately cosplaying Meghan because she knows she will be highlighted for it, and that's how she stays relevant. You know what? That is very true. I think we need to stop the comparison, because she's playing off of it and getting attention for it. That is absolutely true. Someone else on Twitter had mentioned the same thing. So yes, absolutely true. We need to stop that comparison. and and focus. I think somebody here had also said it, and focus on what Meghan what she does, like her charity and all the stuff, the work that she does, because then there's nothing to compare. So yeah, absolutely. Joseph says, title or not, if you have one drop of black blood, you are not part of the crowd. That is so true. That is so true. The thing about it, though, with a lot of these people like Miss Flowella, they don't remember that. When they get the title, they feel like they're part of it until something goes wrong and until something negative about them. They instantly get dropped or get bashed for it. Then they remember, oh yeah, I'm not part of the group. And so yeah, they at this moment, when they get their baroness and their OBE and MBE and all of those things, they really do feel like, oh, I am above the rest. So it just, yeah, ugh, gross. Trudy says, hi Trudy Venable. Oh, I love that. Trudy Venable, love that. Titles mean nothing. It is what you do will last, and what it is will last. Did not like the statue. Okay. It's interesting. I thought it was interesting. I mean, personally, I'm not, a black man that did the statue. I'm not gonna, down him, but for me, I question why you again would want to, knowing that want to be a part of something where they spend over $1 million on, knowing that there are actual people dying and not having their compensation and living in abject poverty and not be compensated, but then they spend over $1 million on a statue. For me, that's what I question. Why would you want to be a part of that? He's a talented man, and again, I don't want to down his work, but again, for me as a principal, why would you want to be a part of that situation? So I understand why a lot of people would boycott it, and and some people they just didn't invite because apparently they didn't have the right letters after their name. So yeah. Let's see, moving on. I actually forgot about this article the last couple of times. I don't know if anyone has talked about it, but Omid Scobie, who has just moved to Yahoo, wrote an article about Prince William and his birthday shenanigans. Like all the I guess the Daily Mail had done this like series, I guess, of his Prince William allowing his friends to talk to the Daily Mail, Rebecca English, about all kind of stuff. And as I'm sure you've heard by now, most of the stuff was about Harry. And it's just like, so Scobie is like, this is supposed to be your birthday. Shouldn't this be about what, telling the world you're going to be king one day? Hopefully not, but, hopefully it's all abolished before then. But as it looks, you're going to be king one day. You would think you would spend this time really talking about what you're going to be doing. I mean, what you're going to be doing as a Prince of Wales, the things that you plan to accomplish. You think that's what you spend your time doing. But you know what happens when you don't have anything doing? What are you going to do? As what they all do, spend time talking about Harry. And so Ahmed was talking about that and really, bringing up the stupidity of using this time to do something like that. And so this is just a little excerpts. If you hadn't heard this article, if you hadn't read this article before, this is a little bit of what the article says. The big one for the Duke of Cambridge this time around came on Saturday in the form of an intimate portrait in Britain's Daily Mail, a paper whose complicated relationship with the royals has ebbed and flowed over the decades, but is currently very close. Splashed over several pages, it promised to reveal the true story of, I guess, prince of a prince in waiting, basically. And let's see, moving down. Did I just mess this whole thing up? I think I just like totally I think I totally messed this up. But let's see, what did I do with this article? I think I made a mess of it. But anyways, let's go on reading. I'll tie it up at the end. But it says and royal aides on and off the record, friends turned the coverage of the prince's birthday into a list of familial complaints about brother Prince Harry. I was left scratching my head at the bizarre direction, and they chose to take things and the opportunity that was missed. Instead of hearing about the Duke's ambitious environmental plans, we were told in detail by the close source that William feels Harry has 100% crossed the line by speaking about his struggles within the family rather than share how William is preparing for the role of Prince of Wales and taking over the Duchy of Cornwall. We heard from Prince William's nearest and dearest about how his brother has been sucked into an alien world in California. And don't say that. And there's basically nothing William can do about it. And it looks like if you have to wait, and it looks like you'll have to wait for his 41st birthday if you want to discover how William transformed from a reluctant heir into a dutiful king in waiting, because sources were too busy dishing on how he alternates between grief and anger over Harry's life decisions. And don't know if you guys have saw the article, but this is one of those things again. I mean, Kate did the same thing when she turned 40. Her article was all about Meghan. And here again is William, instead of, again, telling the world what he is going to do, using his sources, again, that cozy relationship with the Daily Mail, instead of using this time to tell the world what he's going to do, basically, most of it was all about Harry. If you've seen any of the clips on Twitter, most of it is about, Harry is wrong, William is right, William is grieving, and it's just like, can he forgive? Will the Sussexes apologize? And it's just like, talk about a wasted time, a wasted birth. Like, what's the point? And the funny thing about that, I mean, you're talking about someone who doesn't even mention your name. If you remember Hoda Kotb's interview, he didn't even mention him, other than, saying that his mom, has already took care of his brother with his family. But when she point blank asked if, Harry missed them, he didn't even want to mention. He just literally skipped off to talking about the Invictus athletes. And so talk about wasted in every sense of the word. If you're going to use a tabloid, and if you're going to use, it's the biggest red tabloid in the UK. If you're going to use it, at least let the world know what you're going to be doing. Don't sit there, and then talking about being worried that Harry, what Harry's going to say and him leaking stuff while you have your friends leaking to the Daily Mail. And it's just, I mean, it is unreal. It's unreal to see like this sort of thing happen in real time. And it is just, and again, if you had something that, if you have a plan for the future, if you have a plan for, how you wanted your kingship to be and all of that stuff, you wouldn't have time to talk about other people. As you can see, Harry and Meghan, they don't have time to be talking about, anyone else on Shutter Island. They have their stuff to it. They don't have time, And so, and again, this should be a big, if it was the press that if it was actual legitimate press, a lot of people would be calling this out. A lot of people would be like, well, what about you? What are you going to do? What are you going to do as king? Other than, well, we're going to cancel, no explain, no complain. I mean, seriously? So, but anyways, let's see what y'all saying. Mercedes says, we already know the article is a lie because we all know William doesn't have friends. Oh, you mean it's a lie? Well, he does have a few apparently. And, one of the things that they say all the time is anytime you see articles like this, William approved it because no one close to him would dare speak without him approving. And apparently, according to the same article, it's already linked in the show notes, Scobie talked about, any one of his friends speak about him in this way and without permission, they'll be in big trouble. So it's really weird, is that being in, like, adults being in big trouble. It's just like, really? Really? What is the worst you're gonna do? Not talk to you? Or, cut you off as a friend or whatever? But I guess that's a big deal to them, I guess. Jackie says, what a wasted, William has wasted his platform. So has Kate, a complete waste. It actually is. It's an absolute complete waste. A waste of time. So, let's see. Patricia says, good afternoon, Facts and Two Cents, and the Duchess of and Duchess Meghan supporters. Kate is copying Duchess Meghan for showcasing her looks and clothing. She's deliberately copying Meghan for snobbery. Okay, I didn't thought about that, but that's another way of looking at it. Thank you so much. It's always good to have different perspective on things. And Dolores says, William has nothing to offer. He does not have a brain to come up with anything of substance. And it's so funny because I keep hearing, in interviews where people are like, oh no, he's very intuitive. He has all this, he's very smart, very intuitive, whatever. And it's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Harry, but not William. So Neva says, Polo, don't despair. As a Jamaican born, I see how they have conditioned these people of color to believe that in the blue blood nonsense. This is to stop people from aiming high for economic successes. Absolutely true, Neva's. Absolutely true. And it's like, I guess it's that mentality of, you, even though you're free, it's like your mind is what needs to be free, like free your mind. And a lot of us, even with all the knowledge, with all the education, whatever, it's really stark that to see, like, so many people, their minds are still enslaved. Their minds are still can't fathom themselves apart from, their slave masters. And it's unreal to me to see, like, people like this. It's like, oh my gosh, woman, you're brilliant, but they still are enslaved to that mentality. It's unreal. Let's see. Let's move on and see what else I got here. Oh, I don't know if Baron and those guys talked about this, but Samantha, last time we talked about this, Samantha was trying to get the judge on her case dismissed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot even believe that the people give this woman a, time. But, as a judge, I guess you have to, as a court, you have to, treat everyone. But Samantha Markle, decided, instead of, she doesn't have a case. The case literally should be thrown out. Instead of being like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I don't have a case. Samantha Markle and her attorney decided, oh, well, let's go and, try to get the judge removed. And so this is, and then again, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this is what happens with that situation. It says, yes, the United States District Court, Middle District in Florida, Tampa Division. This cause came before the court upon plaintiff Samantha M. Markle's motion to disqualify Judge Honeywell. Samantha M. Markle, half-sister of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, moves to disqualify the undersigned from presiding over this action. The court will deny the motion to disqualify because it lacks merit, as with this entire case lacks merit. In this action, Samantha Markle sued Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, for defamation and injurious falsehood. She now seeks the undersigned disqualifications, and it goes into their doc number. Under that statute, the judge must disqualify herself in any proceedings in which her impartiality might reasonably be questioned. The very purpose to promote confidence in the judiciary by avoiding even the appearance of impropriety wherever possible. Goes down. It says the test for disqualification under 455A is whether an objective, disinterested lay observer, fully informed of the facts underlying the ground in which the recusal was sought, would entertain significant doubt about the judge's impartiality. Samantha seeks disqualification because President Barack Obama appointed the undersigned to serve as a federal judge. She asserts that there exists a reasonable basis that the undersigned impartiality would be questioned because President Obama appointed the undersigned, and the Obama family, Prince Harry and Meghan, are allies and strong supporters of one another. And she also highlighted that the Duchess met privately with the First Lady Michelle Obama in 2018, and in 2020 co-chaired a voter registration drive with the former First Lady when the Duchess called her a friend. In addition, describing that Prince Harry and President Obama are allies, Markle asserts that Prince Harry visited the former president in the White House, welcomed the former president and the First Lady at Kensington Palace. Actually, Kate and William did that, and Harry was just there, and conducted an intimate interview with the former president. Finally, she contends that the Duchess and the former president share the same, I guess, the same birthday. They do have the same birthday. The motion to disqualify lacks merit. Moving on, I cut out a whole bunch. The motion to disqualify lacks merit, despite arguing that members of the public would entertain significant doubt as to the undersigned impartiality because there seems to be an undeniable connection between the Obamas and the Duchess. Markle concedes that she's unaware if the undersigned has a current relationship with Obama, and how far back the relationship existed. Of course, a valid recusal request may not lack factual support, nor may a party premise a recusal upon unsupported or highly tenuous speculation. And it goes on, and then jumping all of that stuff. It says, because the undersigned the judge has never had a relationship with the Obamas, any relationship or connection between the Obamas and the Duchess and Prince Harry does not serve as a basis for the undersigned recusal. An objective, disinterested lay observer, fully informed of these facts, would not entertain significant doubts about the undersigned impartiality. As such, the court will deny the motion to disqualify. Accordingly, it is ordered that plaintiff motion to disqualify Judge Honeywell is denied. Done and ordered in Florida on June 21st, 2022. I'm telling you, and I know Lydia had pulled up because someone asked if the judge was Black, and Lydia, thank you, Lydia, had pulled up that yes, she was. And again, I can only think, of the disrespect for Black judges, the disrespect that these people have for Black women, especially. I don't think she would pull this if it was a white judge. And it just, I don't know. Again, I don't know legally what they could do about Samantha Markle, but I seriously, whatever it is, throw the book at her for doing this, for wasting the court's time with this nonsense, and it's just, for me also too, it's just the lack of respect for the judge, and also the fact that her case is without merit. There's no way this case should even be still there. There's no way, again, I'm hoping in the next couple of days, the next few days, this is thrown out, because again, you go through all the points, it's completely, as we did the last time, completely lacks merit. She does not have a case. And so it is just, it's unbelievable. So Miss Y Senior says, it makes me so mad that Samantha is wasting the court time. Yeah, it certainly does. And that's why I hope they throw the book at her. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that would mean. Ban her, whatever, that she would never be able to bring up this stuff in court again, whatever that means. But this is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. And also, they should definitely grant Meghan her court and legal fees for putting her through this nonsense with Samantha Markle. So, yeah. Let's see. Patricia is talking about, every day I tune into YouTube at the beautiful homes in Africa, all over, especially in Kenya and Ghana, built by Africans. This is why we need to add to their knowledge by going home to build. Hey, you know what? You got a point there, Patricia. You definitely got a point. You definitely got a point. So yeah, going back to the motherland, going back to our country and building up our country instead of wasting our, best years of our lives, maybe building up someone else's country when they treat us like trash a lot of ways. So yeah. Let's see. Kenitha. Hi, Kenitha. How are you? Kenitha says, crazy Samantha is frustrated because Meghan isn't biting the bait. That's part of it too. Because I'm sure she's expecting Meghan to pay her off so she can go away. And Meghan hasn't done that. I mean, again, you look at her case, it's without merit. And so, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. She was hoping for money and Meghan is not biting. So hopefully that gets thrown out. That would be wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to see. If that gets thrown out. So yeah. Terry says Samantha needs to be locked up. She's out of control and dangerous. I mean, she definitely, whatever needs to happen. I mean, I would say, she's in her wheelchair, so I don't know how, how much freedom she has, whatever with movement and stuff like that. But something needs to happen where she can't keep doing that sort of thing. And then what she ends up doing is like, all of these like conspiracy theories come out of all of this stuff, and that's the reason. One of the reasons why I believe why she brought up about trying to disqualify that judge. So now she has an angle of, see, I didn't win because the judge is a friend of the Obama. So it's like an excuse to continue the negative narrative, to continue the lies, to continue all the conspiracy theories about it. So this is just, basically gave her a few. It's just, this will, I mean, does she just literally sit there and think of these? Like, I don't understand her mind. I honestly don't get it. I don't get it, her mind at all. So, yeah. Beaten Pow. Hey, Beaten Pow says, Samantha Grant is suing the Duchess because she needs attention and some free money. I think I'm assuming you meant money or money. Beaten. So, yeah, attention and money. That's like that whole family. That's the thing. Even when Thomas Jr. was on Dan Wooten, that garbage twin Dan Wooten show, that's the thing he wanted. You can help us pay the bills. You can help us pay for Dad. That was his thing. He went on that show to beg for money from Meghan, the very Meghan that he is, he is bashing. So it's unreal. Lydia says, planting seeds of doubt in haters' minds. Cammy is terrible. That's exactly what she's doing. That is exactly what she's doing, and that's why they brought up to disqualify that judge. That is exactly why, so that people will not trust the decisions of the court. That is exactly why she brought it up. It's like a Trump tactic. It's what what Trump and his minions do. Sylvia says, oh, April May. She's talking to April May. April May, that just is not interested in not stressing over Scammy. That's just Meghan is taking care of her family, working and living her life. Fingers crossed, she will not even give Samantha Markle a second thought. Yeah, so can you, oh, sorry. Did I just so funny. Oh, Kanita says, vote out the Republican governors. Yeah, that would be a good way to go. And so Sylvia says the president is speaking now. I'm assuming he's speaking about Roe versus Wade. We'll talk about that next one. Cookies and Cream. Hi, Cookies and Cream. How are you? She says the unroyal family and the racist thugs will stop at nothing to destroy Meghan. They want Meghan gone permanently. Harry said they will not stop until she's dead. That's been the goal all along. That has been the goal all along, to bully, harass, drive her to whether, to off herself or someone crazy enough to do it, is what they've been doing the whole time. This is what all of this has been about. As Harry said, they will, it's, Cookies and Cream reminding us, Harry says they will not stop until she's dead. Absolutely. So, one of the things I'm hoping for is that since Meghan has her podcast coming up, And Spotify has been, they're like, oh, here's the new podcast, and they didn't put archetypes, and we're all like, we want archetypes. And so they finally responded like, okay, good things come to those who wait. And we're like, okay, fine. So one of the things I am very excited about with archetypes is that Meghan is a platform for her voice. So I hope that she uses, to speak out about stuff like this, maybe speak out about, how Black women in spaces, or mostly white spaces, especially, again, Black women, how a lot of times we are targeted. And if we stand up for ourselves, if we are the boss or whatever, then we become the angry Black woman trying to boss people around, or in Meghan's case, as they've accused, that she's bullied. And so hopefully, as part of that Meghan will be able to speak out about stuff like that. I don't know what, again, and she'll be talking to experts and stuff like about that to see, basically investigate like where these things come from. So that would be one of the things that I'd love, absolutely love to see happen. So yeah, so happy she has a podcast where she can speak. Ethne, hi, Ethne says, hello, Pedal and my fellow squad supporters. I'm late to the party. That's okay, Ethne. You're here. We love you. We you could be late. It's fine. And we also have the replay, but have been listening. I'm sure Scammy has been subsidized by the British media and the tabloids. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they don't do those interviews for free. So, and we always know when the money run out, because then you see all of them flop back to British television. You always know. It is just unreal with these people. Let's see. Anne Lewis, hey, Anne says, Samantha is the one with no family. The 30 pieces of silver from Fug Morgan dried up. Hope she disappears and to the abyss like him. Well, Piers Morgan, if that's who you're mentioning, you're referring to, yeah, his show is definitely going the way that we hope all the others go, which is down. People are just sort of avoiding it, I don't think, do I believe she will disappear in the sense of not speaking or deciding like, okay, I've had enough, let me go live my life. No, I think she will always pop up because she wants attention, so, never mind that they always claim that Meghan wants attention, but they are the ones who's always wanting attention. So anyways, moving on quickly, just one more thing. One of the things we earlier, I think late last year, actually, when the Pandora Papers came out, we had this article that came out about the Crown purchasing a building in the UK from the Azerbaijan ruling family. And one of the things that we remember from there, if you can see at the bottom, I actually did an episode about that called Royal Family Corruption, the Pandora Papers, is one of the things that came out with that whole expose with the Pandora Papers was when, again, the Crown purchases building from the Azerbaijan ruling family. And one of the things that the whole narrative was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the royal family would got mixed up or inadvertently purchase a building from this family because they are corrupt, and so they had this narrative. I remember saying in that episode, it's like they're the same, they're equally corrupt. It's like pot calling the kettle black, or is it kettle pot calling the pot black, whichever direction that saying goes. But I remember talking about this, and basically what this article is talking about is that the Crown purchased this apartment building, as you can see the picture up there, in the UK, and they purchased it for £67 million from the Azerbaijan family. And they purchased it through a company in the British Virgin Islands called the Guinness Trade and Investment. And if you remember, whenever we talk about the British Virgin Islands, we always talk about is money laundering, and the root of all money laundering in whether it's the British Virgin Islands, whether it's Jersey Islands, or in the Channel Islands, Cayman Islands, whatever those places that are the Queen's, they're like dependents on the Queen, the Queen's tax shelters. One of the things we always talk about is that the root of all of this money laundering and crazy corruption stuff, the root of all of that is in the City of London. So anyway, with this particular transaction that the Pandora Papers talked about, well, we'll read a little bit about it so we can just get the point. It says the Queen Crown's Estate launched an internal investigation. Of course, they're always investigating themselves over a £67 million London property. It appears to have bought from Azerbaijan's millionaire ruling family, which has repeatedly been accused of corruption. Like, again, pot calling the kettle black, or kettle calling the pot black. Details of the purchase are contained in the Pandora Papers, which reveals how the network of offshore companies linked to the family and associates of the Azerbaijani president Ilham Aliyev has traded close to 400 million of UK properties, have traded close to 400 million pounds of UK property over the past 15 years. The property purchase include one building acquired for 33.5 million pounds in 2009 by an offshore company beneficially owned by the President Aliyev's son Haidar, who was only 11. So there's something corrupt in there. In August 2018, the Crown Estate paid 66.5 million pounds for the 56-60 Conduit Street and 8-story office and retail property in London Mayfair, which it bought from a British Virgin Island based company called Hennis Trade and Investments. Dylan Kennedy, a former UK law enforcement officer and director of the financial due diligence company Interpol, said the onward sale of any property that has originally been purchased with potentially dirty funds complete the money laundering cycle by providing a fresh paper trail that effectively legitimizes the proceeds. In this case, if the source of the funds is shown to be questionable, the sale of a property to the Crown Estate is the pinnacle of legitimization. So what they're saying, in effect, is that the Crown purchased this property for 66.5 million. The Aliyev family, when they purchased, was 33.5. Basically, they just gave they most likely just legitimized money laundering, because they are assuming that $33.5 million is dirty money, is laundered money in the British Virgin Islands, which the majority of the money there is. And the fact that the Crown purchased that property for 66.5 million pounds, they just legitimized money laundering. Not only that, they just gave the so-called corrupt Aliyev family over 33 million pounds profit off of money laundering. And so it was just like, and again, the narrative when this came out is like, oh my gosh, the poor royal families somehow inadvertently got mixed up in this corrupt family. And it's like, no, this was done in the British Virgin Islands. This is the British Virgin Islands is, this is a British Isle where money laundering is one of the major things that's going on there. And again, has its root in the city of London. So again, once they legitimized money laundering, and also gave the Aliyev family over $30 million in profit from money laundering. And it's just like, so again, when all of that was happening, it was the poor royal family, how they just got mixed up in that. And then this happened, and I saw the story, and I completely forgot about it. And I was just reading it again. I was like, oh, I forgot to talk about this. So this is the Queen, when the Queen Betty had her thing, and she was not feeling stuff, so she wasn't attending a lot of the stuff that around the Jubilee. But this is one of the things she attended. Here she is in the middle. She was very happy and attending her horse show. That's when they had people from all over. I think even Tom Cruise, I think that was the one where Tom Cruise was there, and celebrating her with all these horses and all of this stuff. Even groups from the Caribbean were there, and they were doing all this stuff. Well, one of the things that happened, it says, anger as the Queen bags generous gift from dictator. As the Queen celebrates her Platinum Jubilee, she is facing calls to return a horse she recently received from a repressive regime, the third autocracy, from which she has accepted such a gift. The Queen is facing calls to return the gift she received from a foreign dictatorship last month. Azerbaijan's authoritarian president, Ilham Aliyev, yes, the same one with the money laundering scheme a minute ago in the British Virgin Islands, sent the Queen, Elizabeth, a horse named Shohrat as part of her Platinum Jubilee celebration. At Windsor Castle, Her Majesty said the gift was a very kind and very generous. Azerbaijan is the third repressive regime to award her a horse, adding to earlier equestrian gifts by rulers of Dubai and Bahrain. Republic, a group that wants to abolish the monarchy and replace it with an elected head of state, slammed the Queen for having a cozy relationship where she receives horses from dictatorships. The Aliyev family network is widely accused of embezzling state funds and acquired more than 400 million worth of property in London, one of which was sold to the Queen's Crown Estate for 67 million, the 67 million pound deal. Well, that's the same one we just talked about. Arzu Geybulaeva, I don't know, a journalist who runs the free speech group Azerbaijan Internet Watch, told Declassified, President Ilham Aliyev is not only notorious for his authoritarian leadership, but he's also successfully managed to corrupt the whole governing system, putting cronies, oligarchs, family members in high government position. Azerbaijan was one of the main sponsors of last month's Royal Windsor show, where the Queen watched a glitzy display of riders from the country's state border service. Yeah. And again, this is the kind of thing where it's kind of like, it's always, Queen Betty is such an innocent, Queen Betty is such, they are so innocent and, they need to pull away from these dictators and all of that stuff. These people are her friends. It's not the first time that Queen Betty has gotten herself. It's not the first time that she's taking stuff from them. She's taken jewelry from the Saudi families. I mean, these people have a very, very close relationship with the royal family. And so with this stuff like this, where it's like, people are mad, she needs to give back the horse. She's been taking horses from these people forever. She's been doing this kind of thing. The royal family's been doing this kind of thing. One of the things I always talk about, and especially say with Prince Charles being, future head of the Commonwealth after the Queen passes, and then these people are the most corrupt people in the world. There is under no circumstance should any of these people be leading anything in the Commonwealth or any of that stuff. These people, and they love to portray them as the victims of these things. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's, did she even know what these people are to take a horse from them? She needs to give back this horse. Not saying the fact is that she's been doing this forever. She has been doing this forever. What is that? I think it was the Crown Prince of Bahrain or whatever was actually there with her at that same horse racing the horse racing thing. And it's so interesting because that's the one thing she showed up for. And she was just like in her element. She looked, sprightly and was laughing and all of those things. She was in her element. And those are the people around, those are the people that she associates with, and then people like to look at her as this innocent little flower, this innocent little lamb, that could do no wrong. Yet, they always classified her that way, but yet look at how they classify, and I'm not saying that those dictators are in any way innocent, but they should not be classified any more brutal than she is. They should not be classified any more corrupt than Queen Betty, because she is equally corrupt. They are all corrupt. Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, if you look up Prince Andrew, a lot of his work was done with these very Mideast rulers on behalf of the royal family and the British government. Declassified is one of the best papers to really read about all this stuff. But it's like these people are all the same. So the fact that they are classifying the Azerbaijan rulers as corrupt and, Queen Betty as, a lovely queen, it's like, no, they're all equally corrupt. They're on the same plane. So it's very, for me, very interesting. It's just very, It is very. Patricia says the Queen needs to return back all the stolen goods to Africa, Caribbean, India, and all the islands all over the world. They definitely do. And I just think these people need to just be more demanding for their property. They absolutely need to be more demanding. Like, no, just give us back our property. Enough of this. Gwendolyn says, she's talking to Dolores, the Queen can do more for Harry and Meghan. She needs to shut this nonsense down. Whatever nonsense. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about the maybe the bullying. Seriously. But will they? No, because then they'll have to apologize. Gift Love, hi, Gift Love says, birds of the same feathers flock together. Absolutely. They are of the same they're of the same feather. You know what I mean? They are the same. The fact, again, how dare they classify the rulers in Bahrain as these corrupt people, while Queen Betty is equally corrupt, and they're not classifying her as corrupt when she's just like them. Dolores says the Queen is out riding her horse again. I saw that. Well, good for her. I guess she's, I guess she's stronger. Who knows? So let's see. Denise says, and they try to talk about the earrings Meghan wore that was a gift from the Saudi prince as a wedding gift that Crown technically owns. Yeah, exactly. They tried to condemn Meghan for this ridiculous airing that was literally presented to the Queen on, what was it, March, I think, 7th in 2019 or 2018, whenever it was presented to the Queen. And Harry and Meghan weren't even in town when they were presented to the Queen, and they tried to, which I think was Angela Kelly's handiwork, try to, attack Meghan over that. And Sussex Squad promptly put them in their place about that a bit, I mean, the idea, because the Queen, they have so much jewelry and crowns from the Saudi family that they would attack Meghan over earrings. I mean, unreal. So let's see. Couple more, because it's we're almost out of here because Baron is coming up soon. Let's see, a couple more people chatting. Let's see who else. Oh, Duchess of Success. Hi, Anne. How are you? Happy Friday. Aw, thank you. She's like, happy Friday, darlings. I just love the way. Don't you just love Anne's voice? I love her voice. I could just imagine her saying this. Happy Friday, darlings, with her British accent. Howard, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. If I knew you were in the chat, I'd just have you come on and hang with me for a minute, but we're only 2 more minutes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, even though I put the wrong time. Thank you for just being awesome and helping me to everything is going wrong at this moment. Phone is ringing, loud noises outside. It's like craziness. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. There are so many ways that you can support us. I'm going to put the banner back up here. So if you haven't and you're here for the first time, maybe, or you just, you'll hang out with us and you haven't subscribed, please hit the notification button. Hit the subscribe and the notification button. And so that way, when we drop a video. You can also join our channel where you support our channel on a monthly basis. It is awesome. No obligation, but definitely welcome. There are other ways you can support us. Right at the bottom of this video, you'll see a heart and I think a $sign. Even when we're not online or doing a live, whatever, you can also just hit that and support us that way. That is awesome. We do have Cash App, we have PayPal, all of those links. We do have merchandise as well. All of those links are in the show notes. So again, no obligation, but if you would like to support us in that way, that is awesome. Thank you guys so much. And I'm just going to leave us with this wonderful, this is the bench at The Hague. We remember when Harry and the Invictus community were there. They had this bench where they can connect with each other, just sit and connect with each other. And I just love this, that The Hague has kept it. so people can go and just have conversations and connect. And I hope that for all of us, that we have people in our lives that we can, wherever our bench is, it doesn't have to be yellow, that we can have our benches that's there, that we can share our stories or our lives with each other, so we don't ever have to feel alone in anything. So I just love this so much. Thank you, the yellow bench. And I know Invictus also tweeted about the yellow bench. So hopefully that we all have a yellow bench in our lives where we can share with each other. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Church Nelly. Thank you, Cookies and Cream, Karen M, for being our awesome moderators. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, even though I had the wrong time earlier. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic Friday. I love you all. And I will see you soon. Bye.